What if the greatest genius in history was asked to lead a country? In 1952, Albert Einstein received an offer to become the president of Israel, but his response might surprise you. This is the story of his remarkable decision and the powerful lesson it holds for us all. Albert Einstein, the brilliant scientist behind E=mc², wasn't just a man of science. He was admired worldwide for his wisdom and humility. In 1952, the newly formed nation of Israel offered him the prestigious role of president. But despite the honor, Einstein turned it down. This video takes you on a journey through this incredible moment in history. Discover why Israel saw Einstein as the perfect leader during a pivotal time. Uncover the heartfelt reasoning behind Einstein's decision to decline the presidency. Learn timeless lessons about humility, self-awareness, and staying true to your passions. Einstein's choice reminds us that even the smartest minds recognize their limits, and that true wisdom lies in understanding our strengths. Join us as we explore this fascinating story and the enduring legacy of Albert Einstein. Did you know that one of the smartest people in history, Albert Einstein, was once offered the chance to become the president of a country? But what he did next might surprise you and teach us all a valuable lesson. This story takes us back to the year 1952, when the world was still marveling at the genius of Albert Einstein. Einstein wasn't just famous for his wild white hair or his kind smile. He was celebrated for his incredible mind. He had unlocked secrets of the universe, like how energy and matter are connected through his famous equation, E=mc². This discovery changed the way we understand science and made Einstein a global icon. But this story isn't about his groundbreaking science. It's about a decision he made when offered one of the most important roles in the world, the presidency of a country. At that time, Israel was a young nation, newly established in 1948. The country needed strong leaders to guide it through its early years. The people of Israel admired Einstein deeply. They saw him as not only a brilliant scientist, but also a wise and moral man who could lead them into the future. One day, Einstein received a letter. It was no ordinary letter. It was an official request from Israel's government asking him to become the president of the country. The letter said, "Dear Professor Einstein, would you like to lead our nation as president of Israel?" Imagine being in Einstein's shoes. He was a scientist, not a politician. The offer was a great honor, but it was also a massive responsibility. A president's job is to make important decisions for the country, meet with other world leaders, and represent the hopes and dreams of an entire nation. When Einstein read the letter, he paused. He thought deeply about what it would mean to take on such a role. He respected Israel and its people, and he knew how much they admired him. But he also knew that becoming president was not the same as solving equations or studying the mysteries of the universe. Einstein was a man who understood his strengths and his limits. He was incredibly wise, but he didn't have experience in politics or leading a nation. He believed that someone with the right skills and background would be better suited for the job. So, he replied to the letter with humility and grace, saying, "Thank you for this great honor, but I must say no. I am not the right person for this job." Albert Einstein's decision might seem surprising to some. After all, why would the smartest man in the world turn down such an opportunity? But Einstein's choice showed something very special about him: his humility. Being humble means understanding that you can't do everything, no matter how smart or talented you are. Einstein knew that his brilliance in science didn't mean he could lead a country. He also understood the importance of saying no when something isn't the right fit. This decision didn't mean Einstein didn't care about Israel. In fact, he cared deeply. He had always supported the idea of a safe home for Jewish people, especially after the tragic events of World War II. He was proud of Israel and wanted to help, but in ways that matched his skills. Instead of becoming president, Einstein focused on what he loved most: exploring science, teaching, and inspiring people around the world. He believed he could make a greater impact by sharing ideas and encouraging others to think critically and creatively. Einstein's story teaches us valuable lessons. First, it's important to know yourself, your strengths, your passions, and your limits. Even if you're good at one thing, like math or art, it doesn't mean you have to do everything. Second, saying no to something big doesn't mean you're weak or ungrateful. It shows courage and wisdom to recognize when a task is beyond your abilities or interests. Let's imagine for a moment what might have happened if Einstein had said yes. Do you think he would have been a good president? Maybe. He was wise and kind, and he cared about people. But being a president requires a very different set of skills, like making laws, managing government tasks, and negotiating with other leaders. Einstein might have struggled with these responsibilities, just as anyone would struggle with a job they weren't prepared for. Einstein's decision reminds us that everyone has a unique role to play in the world. Some people are great leaders, while others are great thinkers, artists, or caregivers. What matters most is finding what you love and doing it to the best of your ability. Even though Einstein didn't become president, his legacy lives on. He used his fame and influence to speak about important issues, like peace and kindness. He believed that people should work together to solve problems and avoid fighting. His voice inspired many to dream of a better, more peaceful world. When you think about Albert Einstein, don't just remember him as the man with the crazy white hair or the genius who came up with E=mc². Remember him as someone who stayed true to himself, who understood the power of humility, and who showed that even the smartest people in the world don't have to do everything. So, the next time someone asks you to take on a big responsibility, like leading a team or solving a tough problem, think about Einstein. Ask yourself, is this the right fit for me? It's okay to say yes if you're ready, but it's also okay to say no if you're not. Albert Einstein's story is proof that being wise isn't just about knowing a lot of things. It's also about knowing yourself, and that's the kind of wisdom we can all strive for. We kindly invite you to subscribe to our channel, Legacy of Eras, for further in-depth explorations of historical facts and narratives that profoundly shape our contemporary world.